excite them, make them happy.
Yeah, let's all these epic announcements of yeah, it seems to be getting real now, doesn't it?
Yeah. I must admit, I'm really impressed with the logo, the EPiC logo. I think that looks really nice, professional.
He's good at that kind of thing.
He is. He knows how to present something, doesn't he, and make it bold and really attractive. I must admit, when there was rumours of the title for it called EPiC, I thought, okay, that sounds all right. But then when you realise it's Elvis Presley in concert,
clever.
It then comes together, and then you see his marketing, his branding, and the way he pushes it forward. It's really impressive. And I've gone from originally this will never happen. It's just a bit of hype to actually, you know, Baz is pretty serious about this, isn't he? He's gonna he's gonna present something that hopefully is epic.
Something.
Yeah, and it's using a similar. The graphics, the design is similar to Elvis, the movie that he made. That kind of black and red text and font, and there's a slim similarity between the two, which I think is a good idea as well.
Yeah, it looks good, and he just sort of grabbed that sort of jumpsuit belt look, hasn't he, with it as well, without it being, and kept it all attractive and like nice and shiny and like, sort of classy, if you know what I mean, rather than going over the top. You know,
it's easy to slip into cliche, isn't it? With the 70s look, that's the problem. You got to be very careful how you present it.
Yeah, and I think I'm really pleased with the sounds of how he's going to make this, as if he's going to take a lot of Elvis in his own words.
Yes, that 72 interview, wasn't it, that he discovered, or not discovered, is we've all known about it, but he's using that to sort of make Elvis talk through his own life by using those interview clips.
That's what he's putting across, isn't it? Whether that'll just be a vocal or whether we'll get to see some of that footage as well will be interesting. But it's almost like it's going to be This Is Elvis in concert, but hopefully 100% Elvis, and no lookalikes, no impersonators of voice and everything. It could be quite classic, really. It could be the
hopefully
the icing on the cake of those, because I bet they got interview footage when he was doing That's the Way It Is as well. I bet there's little snippets there, and like him talking in the back rooms about being nervous going on concert, and I think there's quite a lot there, really, and there might be some stuff we don't even know about.
I get the impression that the interview parts for On Tour weren't actually filmed. I think they were just recorded. It seems to be them and Elvis sat down and they're showing him photographs and asking him to, you know, talk about the photographs. So I've heard about 40 minutes of one of them, because there are at least 2 sessions. So I get the impression that it is voice only, which is fine, because it can be voice over some good footage, which is where I think the Hawaii gold suit comes in. Because when he showed that footage, some people were like, oh, is this going to be about the 50s as well? No, this is him reminiscing. A bit like in On Tour when they're in the car and it fades back. I think that's what he's doing there. It's not going to be a lifelong look. That's my impression.
That's going to be interesting. It's funny that in one of his teasers he used that early, not footage, he showed a photograph or an image on a screen, didn't he? But even for his little flashbacks like that, that's going to be, that could be used quite well.
Yeah.
You know,
one thing we don't know at all is what platform he's going to use. Is he going to go straight to theaters? Is it going to be straight to DVD, or is it going to go to Netflix, or all of the above? We don't know at all, do we? If it's going to be a big cinema job, which I really hope it is.
I think he's going to want a cinema release. It might be a limited one, but I think he's going to want it because that's his thing. Cinema is what he does.
I hope so.
I guess the more mediums they can get it out, the more profitable it will be. And it's got to be profitable to get people's interest in doing these things. So if he gets it at cinema and on DVD, Blu-ray, and across, you know, available to watch on all your Netflix and your Skies and everything, you know, it becomes quite big, doesn't it, nowadays?
Well, that's the good thing. To be profitable, there's got to be a big DVD set, hopefully with a lot of extra footage, because that's where the money's going to be.
Yeah, but the thing is, everyone's pulling away from physical media. I know they spent a lot of time on the Beatles, haven't they, redoing a lot of their stuff, and a lot of that stuff they didn't want to release a physical format. Is it Peter Jackson, the guy who made it, pushed and pushed to get it released, and especially if they're going down Netflix and Disney channels and things like that, they just want to stream it and not release it as such. But
I think people will be dissatisfied with that. If you've got it as a stream, you don't really own it. It can disappear. You want a physical box. Plus the physical boxes, you get the artwork. It's a lot more satisfying.
It is, and especially you know, I think there's a young audience out there who aren't interested in the physical media and having the players to play them and all this. They just stream everything. But the people who buy things are more our age. You've got disposable income. And are interested in collecting them and owning them and reading them, and you know, it's like the latest Bob Dylan biopic. I'd have been gutted if I couldn't buy that on a physical. Cause I didn't want to go to the pictures to see it. I just like to own it and sit and relax and watch it at home. But I think Elvis, we're quite lucky, really. Pretty much everything does get released, doesn't it?
Eventually, yeah. But you just wonder what they've got, because of course we had the Lost Performances video, which was fantastic. What beyond that have they got?
Yeah,
because he said that they found 68 cans of film. Now, a canister of film holds about 11 minutes, so 68 canisters is about 12 hours. Assuming they've all been fully used. So that could be quite a few shows, and I think a hell of a lot of backstage footage to come out of this.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to get it now, but I'd love to in the future for them to look at. If that does well, there could be a chance, and they say, right, well, let's release a full concert.
I'd love that.
Do they have a full concert?
I would imagine they could
have a full concert. That would be great.
We would assumed they have full concerts. Did they actually record a concert from beginning to end? If you're having to change your canister every 11 minutes, and you've already filmed CC Rider 3 times, as RCA they started doing with the soundboards, they didn't record the opening, did they? On a lot of concerts.
No,
we know that. We'll leave that. So I wondered, did they actually record a concert from beginning to end? Because that's what I've always wanted.
Yeah.
A 1972 concert, beginning to end. That's what I was hoping we would get on that set. When they didn't give us anything on DVD. Nothing new.
Yeah. I think the other thing.
Good point, Steve. As far as if I recall from reading from the recent FTT books on That's the Way It Is and on the On Tour, I don't think they did record everything from start to finish, mainly because of, as what you just said, is that they didn't have the length of film. They didn't have video back then that they could just record for hours and hours. It was a case of changing film, but they did have several crew, so you may not get a full concert from one angle, but shared between the crew, you might get about 6 different angles, making up almost a full concert. And probably Hampton Roads is probably the most likely out of all of those. I think Virginia and Richmond was certainly just snippets, but there's a possibility we can get almost a full concert with a Hampton Roads one.
I'd be happy with that.
I'd be happy with that.
Big concert.
Yeah. That's the way it is. I have no idea if they filmed a full concert or not. I really don't know. I doubt it.
Even to have a spliced full concert would be a good step forward.
Yeah.
With those 72 ones.
Yeah.
I'd quite enjoy that if they made like an expanded concert and got as many different performances. The lost performances.
Yeah.
It's never been released on DVD.
No,
it's strange, isn't it?
Yeah, and the sound quality on those lost performances was far superior to what we got on That's the Way It Is, the original film. What I'm looking forward to is with all these different camera angles and footage they have now, and the work they can do to restore them to bring them up to 4K. I think the modern techniques of changing angles and doing things, and someone creative like Baz, it could be quite, because I thought with That's the Way It Is special edition, some of the filming was better than the original. Just the way they used the angles and they changed and moved things, and it gave it a slightly different feel to the concert, a little bit more impact, I thought. So that could be interesting.
Well, apparently this is why it's taking so long, because he's working on restoring the footage and the sound to the best quality he can get. Something he said that sort of made me pause and think, what's this? He said, Elvis will tell you about his life in first person through both classic and contemporary musical prisms. What's contemporary musical prisms mean? Because I don't want non-Elvis music in this film. What does he mean by contemporary?
It's an interesting comment, isn't it? Now, are we going to get some remixed, rehashed stuff like the Elvis film?
Yeah, that's what I don't want.
No, I must admit, I don't want that. I didn't hear that, but I was determined not to make any complaints whatsoever, because I'm just grateful that we're getting something. And I know that it's going to get bashed, because Elvis fans are Elvis fans, and there's going to be a lot of whining and moaning about certain things. I'm just so grateful we've got it. But I would be a bit disappointed if it's got rehashed music to make it modern sounding, like Elvis the movie. And I really would be even more disappointed if there's other artists. This is Elvis in concert. I can't see how he would change the style of the music if it was about his concerts back in 70 and 72. It would spoil the history side of things if they're going to muck around with it like that.
Unless he meant contemporary to the period. I suppose that's possible.
It's going to be one of those things. We don't know, do we? We just have to wait and see what comes out on the day. And we don't even know, is it definitely going to be this year?
There was a report in the Memphis Press Scimitar. Now, I don't know if they've got any information from anywhere or they're just guessing, but they reckon 2026, 27, which I think is too long. It needs to be as soon as possible while there's still a bit of buzz.
Yeah.
Well, what have we had so far? So I was looking through because Baz seems to post a lot more stuff on Instagram than he does other social media. So I don't use Instagram myself, but I finally got it loaded on my PC and set something up to have a look. So he's posted 4 teaser videos so far. And the first one was outside Gracelands saying, the rumors are true, it's going to happen.
And action. You know where we are. I am thrilled to be back in Graceland and to be able to say that it's true. It's very, very true. I can't even begin to tell you what we had found during the making of Elvis in terms of never before seen concert footage, and our sleeves are rolled up. We are working hard, and we want to make something absolutely unprecedented and special with this material. So it's time, as we like to say, to TCB. Cut.
So that was the first. And then I think we got like a TCB Suspicious Minds intro, teasing us, showing the Warner boxes and the real tapes playing.
Don't let a good thing die.
And then we got TCB 2025. Now that says to me, that's one of the hints it's going to be this year. But he used the rehash, I Got a Feeling in My Body music from the Elvis film for that one.
You know, when I was in high school, I had records of Mario Lanza and the Metropolitan Opera. I love music.
When Daniel faced the lion, there wasn't any doubt. We've got to be like Daniel, and the Lord will help us out. I got a feeling in my body, this will be our lucky day.
Camera crew, gentlemen. Right.
We'll be releasing all our sorrow, leaving the lady alone away.
You get serious, you just play a little bit. Hard way to make a living, you know. It's really, really tough for it.
I got a feeling in my body, this will be our lucky day. We'll be releasing all our sorrow, leaving the lady alone away.
And then the latest one, he used Polk Salad Annie, and he created a really good splice of Elvis on stage and Elvis rehearsing, and the music was original, and that was an epic edit. And then finally, he's what was it called? He's presented EPiC at the Sony Music Vision Content Showcase. Now, has he presented something in the works? Has he presented a finished product?
I would always assumed it was this year until I read that, but I don't know if they're basing that on anything other than guesswork. So, and you mentioned Polk Salad Annie. Please give us a 1970 version of Polk Salad Annie without the army countdown.
Oh, do you not like that?
I don't mind it, but it's tragic that it's the only version we've got, because every time you show it to somebody, you get to that part and think, oh no, we're going to have to go through this again. Please give us one like that.
I love that.
I don't like it every single time. It's the only one we've got.
And personally, my favourite version is I think it's the 13th of August with the red ladder suit. There's an extra guitar riff that they tried for that particular show, which is absolutely incredible. And it was the version that was used on the Elvis Aaron Presley box set. And to me, it's his best. It is a cracking version.
That was one of my favourite tracks on that Elvis Aaron box set.
Yeah.
I remember putting it on tape on a Walkman. I used to listen to it every night in bed and just get it on full blast in my ears and just like.
So you know what I mean then about that guitar riff that just comes in. It's like a lick that comes in sort of like quite close to the beginning. It's beautiful. I don't know why they never stuck with that, because that worked. That was great.
It's funny, I was listening to the James Burton album this week, you know, where he just did instrumentals in, I think he recorded it in 71 after an Elvis session, but he does an instrumental of Polk Salad, and that's pretty good just on its own. Just listening to his guitar play. But and I imagine that was the rest of the TCB band with him. I've had a thought about trying to take the Elvis vocal and put it together with that to see if can make it work. Yeah, another thing that makes me think it might be soon is it was interesting to see Baz actually interacting with the fans, and you know, probably one of our favourite channels, Ed at the King's Court. It was nice to see a little bit of interaction there, and him actually mentioning a fan. And an Elvis channel on YouTube. So yeah,
we may get a December or a Christmas release. I'll be happy with that.
Surely there's got to be an announcement on the 16th of August about exactly what's going to happen. That's got to be the time that you say it's coming in December, whatever. Maximum publicity. Put us all out of our misery.
Yeah.
You might have cracked it there, Steve.
Hopefully.
Could be the date. I'm going to be waiting with anticipation now.
Announced at Elvis Week.
Yeah. Come on, Baz. TCB since 73 says 16th of August. Let it go.
Let us know. Let me know. Let me know.
But my feeling is we all can't wait. We just can't wait to see what it is.
Yeah.
What's really the buzz is to sit in a cinema with a high quality screen, fantastic sound, and just be surrounded by Elvis at his absolute peak.
Yeah. With awesome sound. You know, there's so much sound in those bands with all the different elements of it. Someone's still not broken it all down properly and not for me personally. You know, I think the 69-70 recording sounded superb from Vegas, but after that, I think there's so much in his band that you could work with, and his backing singers.
Here's a question, right? This stuff's been out for several years, but it's always had that Turner sort of and timestamp at the bottom. How do they remove that? If that's on the actual negative, how is Baz going to remove all that stuff? Is it literally frame by frame they've got to Photoshop it out, or does any of you guys know how that works?
I don't know if that's just put on when someone makes a copy of it.
Yeah, why would you have that on the negative?
I don't think
that's
you would.
what I wondered.
Yeah, no, I don't think you would.
I think someone's copied the reels, and to get a copy, or permission to use a copy somewhere, it comes with that copyright.
Because then, in theory, they can't use it for commercial purposes. They can't release it, although it wouldn't stop them. But
yeah, and they've obviously let it go in not pristine condition. It must be like a fairly poor copy. But going back to what you're saying about the Elvis interviews being audio recording, on Elvis on tour, on some of the bootleg footage, he was interviewed on camera during some of the rehearsals.
seems to be the very first one, from what they're saying. The first time they met him.
Right.
If you listen to what they're saying. So yeah, I think there will be. But I get the impression that these long form interviews, I think they just sat down with him and chatted to him. I've never seen footage of any of the long interviews. As long as it's not 10 hours of them setting up the hound dogs in the foyer and pouring coke out of machines and interviewing stupid mayors.
Or men in the lift.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we don't need any lift scenes, do we?
No.
No.
Well,
Like,
if she's going to come through here and stand over here.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I'd like to see all those bits of footage in perfect condition, where he's, you know, like where he's walking down the hotel hallways and stuff in the different suits. That would be good.
Yeah,
and I'd love to see more and hear more of a conversation in the after show get-togethers, the little meet and greets he had with the other stars and things who went to visit him. They'd be interesting.
And the rehearsals.
Yeah.
The rehearsals are always interesting.
And I'm hoping for wide angle footage as well, so we get to see what the fans would see. If you went to a concert, you wouldn't just see Elvis, like literally.
No.
You would see the whole stage, you'd see the backdrop. And I've seen some footage that's taken up from the balcony, and it's really nice to watch, to see it from that angle, to see what a concert would have looked like in the fall. You feel like you're actually there in the audience rather than
It's surprising how different it is. Yeah, how different it looks when you see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Really happy that he's doing it. It's going to shut down the release the Elvis on Tour Facebook page, because they're going to get it finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, because it'll be released all the Elvis on Tour footage.
Yeah. Well, we all want that. I mean, would it
25 DVD box set.
Yeah. You could make a fan copy though, couldn't you? You could just transfer all the footage into digital and say, right, there you go. You get it warts and all. It's not going to be a massive production and you know, because the work they do now, repairing film and stuff, then they have to do it frame by frame and fill in the dots and colouring things, and you know, if there's bits missing, and you know, to get that really great quality image, it must be painstaking that. You know, it's bad enough just editing one of our videos, but imagine doing like 24 frames of a few a second or so. Yeah. Well, 24 frames a second, isn't it?
It's a second, yeah.
Yeah. Usually 20. A lot of people are using 25 now, but that's a lot of work, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, you got to give him credit for going into this.
And that's why we need to support it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I'm looking forward to the next little teaser we're going to get.
We've had no teaser from On Tour, have we? If I'm correct, we've only seen the That's the Way It Is material.
Yeah, I think, wasn't there a little bit used in one of them? But the majority seems to be from That's the Way It Is, doesn't it? Yeah, maybe that will ramp up.
Yeah. And there's probably less footage from On Tour than there is That's the Way It Is.
Possibly, yeah. You know, we've had lots and lots of footage for years in poor quality, but we don't know that's all the footage. You know, we're just guessing and speculating, aren't we? And being told by others.
Yeah.
Well, there's that picture that we all know of the director sat in front of banks of tape boxes Remember that?
Yeah.
So I've always wondered what the hell's in those boxes. There's so many of them.
Yeah. All right then. Well, thank you so much, gents. Lovely to have actually finally got onto one.
Yep.
And,
Well, we just need to leave you with a challenge.
Okay.
You've got to come up with the next video and arrange the subject and the time and the date.
Okay.
He taught me how to walk, watch and pray, watch and pray.
Action! Oh yes, it is a happy day because it's official. The 6th of September, Princess of Wales Theatre at the Toronto International Film Festival. It is epic! Elvis Presley in concert. Elvis sings and he tells his story like never before. It's not a concert film. It's not a documentary. It's epic. It's epic.